Everyone, good morning. It's Sheelagh Maria. Really excited to be with you. I've got a message from the angels that they're wanting me to share with you this morning, and this is all about using your claircognizance. This is about what you know. So Gabriel is the angel that I'm working with this morning, and Gabriel is talking about where you are in your life right now. She's talking to you about those things that you know that you need to attend to, those decisions which you're putting off because maybe there's some part of them that you're struggling with. Maybe there's some part of those steps that you need to take which you think is going to be better served when you've got more time. This is called claircognizance. It's your knowing. It's knowing what you need to do, knowing the next step to take without necessarily knowing where it will lead you or knowing how it's going to benefit you. Simply knowing that it's the right thing to do, or that it is simply the thing to do. And this is in every area. If you've got relationship issues and the way that they're coming together is not good, if the energy between you is not good, and you've tried many different methods of communicating, she says, trying to put your point across or trying to find ways to allow the other person to be receptive. Think about what you know, and we're talking about your intuitive voice. Your intuitive voice is the part of you that is partly feeling, partly thought. It's a sense of what you ought to do. Now, this isn't ought to do because it's morally the right thing. What you ought to do may go against the guidance that other people have given you. But there's still this sense of what you ought to do, you know, is going to be right for you if you get around to doing it. This can be as simple as writing a letter, making a phone call. It can be as simple as having a rest. Something that my guidance has been very clear on, that in order for me to be the channel that I am, I need to rest, and then I need to take the steps that the angels are bringing me to assist people. So ask Gabriel to show you what you need to do, what you ought to do, what your intuitive voice is guiding you to do. Now, Gabriel's also sharing with you here that this intuitive voice is not purely thought, it's not purely a feeling, it's not purely hearing. It's a mixture of all of those, and it will have been with you as a knowledge regarding this subject for probably a few weeks, okay? So by the time we actually register that intuitive voice, it's the right time for us to act. We're wanting you to hear that intuitive voice earlier, to follow your guidance earlier. We're wanting you to register that when the energy is first there. So, for example, if you're having money issues and you know that really you ought to sit down and do a budget, or you should actually get some advice. If you know that the situation regarding a child is requiring some extra help, then the guidance that your intuitive voice might be giving you is seek that help. Regarding your spiritual ability, you may have come to a point where you know intuitively that there's something that you're not doing, there's something that is not gelling, and you know that intuitively you need some help with that, but you don't want to spend the money. Your intuitive voice is telling you that if you make that choice, whether it's about money or family members, relationships or jobs, that intuitive voice is telling you that now's the time. So they'd like you to listen to this today. Ask Gabriel to be with you and ask her what your intuitive voice is sharing with you. And we say sharing because our intuitive voice is the apparatus. Our intuitive voice is it's the PC that allows us to Google a particular site or a particular subject. It's the apparatus. It's not actually where the message is coming from. The message will be coming from your spiritual team. Your message will be coming from one of your 2 guardian angels or your life guide who is with you all the time. Possibly a loved one in spirit is connecting with you and strongly conveying this, almost this intuitive conscience, okay? So the guidance is coming through you, for you, about you. It's coming from your own spiritual team, and they're passing this on to you because your soul in heaven that's overseeing you, your higher self, is telling them now's the time for her or he to make this change. Now's the time for them to sit up and take notice and take action about what really needs to happen. So if you want some help learning to get in touch with your intuitive voice, I'm going to be recording a webinar very shortly, which is going to give you more guidance about this. I'm also going to be offering a one-off web class called Develop Your Intuitive Voice. So that's all from me and Gabriel today. It's been lovely to be with you. I hope you have a fabulous Tuesday, and please do remember, everyday guidance really can be and from out of this world.